Okay, the mic wasn't on. But hi guys. Hi everyone. My name is Salamata. Welcome back. Welcome back to Salamata speaking. Welcome to the podcast. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate you. Like the fact that the universe has brought you here in this moment to listen to me speak to you right now is amazing. It's fascinating. It's beautiful. Thank you for being here. I appreciate your time and your presence. Like thank you for listening. I hope you enjoy the podcast. If you have any feedback of any sorts, DM me on Instagram. It's Salamata0. That's Salamata 0. And let's get into the pod. All right. I know for the sake of good audio, I should like close the window, but that's not happening because it's too hot. Today's the last day of July, and I was in the shower and I was thinking about it, and I was like, what do I want this podcast to be? Because whatever I've been doing in the past hasn't been working because it's not something I'm rushing to do. It's not something I'm excited about doing. And I found my old journal talking about like what I originally intended the podcast to be. Excuse me. What I intended the podcast to be was all like social justice warrior vibe. It was like I'm gonna watch the news and I'm gonna do the history digging on why shit is happening the way it's happening. And then and this was in June of 2020, so like George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, like height of the protests. We're still deep in COVID, and I was like, yo, I want to be able to explain these things to my peers so we can take it more seriously and take actions in different ways because not all of us can protest. Um, and you kind of just want to figure out what you can do and kind of help. And then it all got so overwhelming, and I was like, nah, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. Like, no, because it just felt like I was drowning. Like learning history that is so toxic is like heartbreaking, and I was like, I'm not gonna do it. Somebody out there is doing it. Somebody out there is doing it way better than me, and this is just not what I meant to be doing. And I was like, let it go. And then it's so interesting because then parking lot pimping is something that I found um much later, but I was like, oh, like that's what I wanted the podcast to originally be, but like I wouldn't have executed as well as she does it. So I was like, see, it's not what you're supposed to be doing. And then I was like, what else can I do with the podcast? And at this point, I'm like getting into a very like spiritual headspace where I'm like, I feel like I'm getting the hang of life. Mind you, at this point, I'm what, like 16 or 15? Yeah, I don't freaking know time. But at this point, I'm still young, and I'm like, I feel like I'm discovering things. And it's like, yeah, because you're seeing life for the first time, obviously. I think most people also know these things. And then thinking about, like, my audience is, like, much younger than me. And I was like, oh, so I can teach them things. Sorry, I gotta adjust my position. So I was like, oh, shit, like, I can teach them things because I know some things now. And I tried that for a while, but, like, I just sound so annoying. I do, like, I want to find a way to, like, give life lessons enveloped in stories without it sounding like I'm a messiah or something. Oh, that's how you say that word. Yeah, I already said it. um, yeah, it sounded too preachy sometimes. And I was like, that's not me. Even though, like, it is me, but, like, I don't know. Sometimes I get too wrapped up in the way other people perceive me. And it's not like, oh, they're gonna hate me. It's like, the version in my head, well, the version of me in people's heads is not the complete version of me, and it's frustrating. But it's not I can't fix that. Like, I can't just go in your brain and like reprogram who you think I am and be like, no, actually this is Salamata. And I don't know, I just think that's really interesting, especially when it comes to like my love for like celebrities or like different figures. And that too, in the last year I've learned that like, yeah, you can be obsessed and in love with celebrities and you can feel this parasocial relationship that like they are your best friends, but like, bro, they don't know you and you should not worship them, point blank period. But that's besides the point. But anyway, when I was thinking in the shower today, I was like, yo, what I should do is release a podcast at the end of every month, kind of detailing the activities that I've done and like the lessons that came with it, kind of the way I journal. And I was like, oh, that shit is cool, it's lit, let's try it out. Um, and it's the only way I can see myself talking about June and the fact that I graduated and what prom in high school was like for me. Excuse me, without it being too formal. So I guess that's what this episode is going to be about. Also, I'm done editing. Like, I'm probably gonna pop in an intro, outro, and, like a sponsorship for Anchor. But, like, I'm not gonna edit. I just want this to feel, like, real and raw. So, yeah, editing. Because when I edit, I get too choppy with a conversation. Like, yeah, sometimes when people talk, there are pauses in between. And, now I'm not trying to make the most entertaining or the most educational, even though, like, that's what successful podcasts are. I'm just gonna, like, be myself. And if you listen to it, thank you. And if people don't listen to it, it's fine. It wasn't worthy of their time, and that's understandable. Yeah, let's get into the episode. Oh, I didn't know it, like, starts. I'm also recording on my phone, which I haven't done in so long. But yeah, I'm recording on my phone and it just started right away, which is weird. Anyway, let's talk about June and how June went. First day of June, I was like, holy shit, it's June. Like, I have assignments to finish up. I'm graduating at the end of the month. I'm about to turn 17. Holy shit. Like, I'm making my June calendar. And I'm just like, wow, like, I'm really doing this. Like, wow. I was very impressed with myself. I had an orientation that day, which I went and, oh God, I ended up quitting that program, but it was like, I was really excited. I wish I could tell my June self, like, girl, go with the farmer's market job. Like, you would have had so much fun with that. And I know I would have, but like, I thought it was a finance bro, and I'm not, which is, it's fine. Again, I create these characters for myself, and I get into them, but because it's not who I am, like, it's hard to be that for a while. Anyway, besides the point. June 1st, it was a great day. New month, setting intentions and shit, making my calendar, cleaning my room. I was like really with the vibes. June 2nd, my birthday. I turned 17. I had to like finish prom shopping because prom is on the 7th. And I was like, ooh, I need shoes. So I got shoes. I'm hanging out with my friend. It rained so hard that day. It's so weird that I can remember these things visually. And this was on a Thursday. Friday, I had to do my hair. My cousin did my hair with me. Friday, June 3rd, do my hair. Saturday, June 4th, I did my birthday picnic. There was so much drama with my birthday picnic because I invited my ex because, like, oh my god, we're going to be friends. Like, yeah. Which, like, great intentions on my behalf, on my part. Cool. But no, why would it? No. Why? Why would I do that? It was too soon. It was too soon. It was fine. Had a good time. Nobody tells you how hard picnics are. Like how much work they are. Like I carried a bunch of shit and I was like, not doing this again. Very cute, very aesthetic. I had a lot of fun. But like my arms. No, absolutely not. Not doing picnics like that again. I'm probably gonna do like potluck style picnic again, but no. What I did then, not gonna do it again. So yeah, the whole thing. It's important to preface that like the past year, my senior year of high school, me graduating early and like having a lot of life going on and happening to me, I was in a relationship, and then at the end of May, we broke up, and then that's kind of like how I went into June, and so that first weekend where I had my birthday thing and I invited him, I was like, oh, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. And it was fine, obviously. I'm still alive, I'm still breathing. But it was so new and it was so unexpected that it was strange. It was, again, like I was playing a new character. And it almost felt like I wasn't ready for it. But it's weird that, like, you think you're not ready for shit, but if the universe throws it your way, like, you have to go through it regardless. So, I was fine. I never thought you never think you can live without someone until you start doing it. Like, then my mom always told me that. Like, my mom always, and she says it as a joke mostly, but it's like real life shit. She's like, you were born with yourself. Like, you only have yourself. Like, I didn't have you with any twin. So even if it's hard shit, like, sometimes you got to do it by yourself, because at the end of the day, like, at the end of the day, it's like, that's what you have. That's who you have. Um and it's very empowering once you go through it. It's very, it's like, damn, like, you could fucking do it, bitch. Like, you're going through it. Like, you're doing the thing that you were so afraid to do. You're doing the thing that you thought was impossible to do. And that was really, really empowering for me, especially in that moment. But then I got home and I cried that night, because I was like, shit, like, I'm doing it, like, I'm going through it, like, great things are happening to me, but also, like, this huge season of my life is coming to an end, in terms of, like, me ending my high school career in 3 years, which we'll get into. Because when I tell people, like, oh, I graduated early, they're like, oh, you smart. And I'm like, yeah, and I was a salutatorian, and they're like, you smart. And I'm like, yes, and, like, sure, I'm smart, and I don't know, like, I don't know my IQ score. Like, I'm not going to take that test, because I feel like the score is going to come out too low. And I'm going to be like, see, I told y'all so. But, like, I want to live with the hype that I'm smart. Anyway. But the whole thing with me graduating early, it's like, it's not because I'm, like, smarter than the average human being. Maybe a little bit. But it's also just, like, you could do it if you wanted to. And I always say people, like, if you want to graduate early, it's a possibility. But also, don't do that to yourself. Especially if you don't prepare everything for that to have been, like, your plan. It kind of just happened to me. So in middle school, I took 3 regions, and those 3 regions I passed them. It gave me 6 credits for high school. In high school in New York State, I'm pretty sure it's the whole thing in the state, you need 44 credits and, like, 7 regions to graduate. And so I had 3 regions and 6 credits already. So I was essentially already, like, a semester and some ahead. So no matter what I did in high school, unless I, like, failed my classes or whatever, but if I kept doing high school normally, I would have been eligible to graduate a semester early. And I was like, oh, I guess I'll graduate a semester early, and I'll work or, like, take a gap off for the second semester and come back and graduate with my class. The sort of thing. I was like, okay, like, I'll travel in between and then, like, formally graduate with my class. But then we went into the pandemic halfway through my freshman year, and I was just, like, going hard for school. With school, I was, like, in clubs. Like, I don't know, the pandemic really helped me lock in. Like, I was doing school properly. I got all my credits, and my regions were waived because we were online. And I was like, oh shit, like, my grades are good, my GPA is nice. I don't want to be in high school anymore because this shit is online. Like, I don't know, I was just so removed, and I felt so independent. I was like, if college is anything like this, I'll be fine. And so I was thinking about, like, shit, maybe I should take extra classes to be a full year ahead instead of a full semester ahead. And so my sophomore year, second semester, I decided to take, what class was it? It was a science class. Oh shit, it was chemistry, bro. Chemistry kicked my ass like no other. Like, I don't know, the class was really hard. Like, I like to take classes that, like, are really hard, just to tell myself that, like, you ain't all that. Like, you're not Einstein. You're not Albert Einstein. Like, really challenge myself, because whenever school gets too easy for me, like, I get bored and I really, like, I check out. And I think that's an experience most people have. And then, they're always talking in class because they finished their work early, which was me. Or if you're not, like, obedient like I am, like, that kind of turns into you being, like, the troublemaker, like a gossip or something. And so for me, I was like, okay, take this extra class. And mind you, we're still in the pandemic, so I'm taking this extra chemistry class. It is kicking my ass. And at this point, I'm like, okay, I want to leave high school. Like, high school is not what it turned out to be. Like, if we're going to be in the pandemic, like, if we're going to be in the pandemic, I'm not going to graduate early. But I think I should just, like, take off school. Which, you're like, oh, sounds dumb, just stay with your original plan, which is what I had intended to. This is getting confusing even for me. But I was like, if we're still in the pandemic, just gonna graduate a semester early, like I was already supposed to. But if we're out of the pandemic for my junior year, I'm going to kind of like not take any free periods and like fill out my schedule, make my schedule full so I can graduate a year early with a class of 2022 instead of the class of 2023. And that's exactly what I did. Junior year, which is like what, September 2021, school opened up and they were like, oh, fully in person, you don't get an online option. I was like, shit, fine, okay, I'll come to school. The way I was like, oh, school is gonna close in like October, school is gonna close in November, because cases were still bad and a lot of people had not been vaccinated, even though at this point I had my first and my second dose, and I was getting ready to get the booster. I ended up getting the booster in like December because it was like 6 months after your second dose. And so like, but at this point, like, I'm fully vaccinated. Very few other people are fully vaccinated. And I was really scared. I was like, please close down schools. Like, I'm not even trying to wake up that early to come to school anyway. Whatever. But after I knew the school was going to be fully in person, I emailed the counselor. It was a new counselor because there was a whole incident in my school where the former counselor like left or was fired. Much speculation. Like, my school was in the news. I was like, this is embarrassing, guys. Come on. But it's funny because when people ask me like, where'd you go to high school? I'm like, no. I'll say the school and they'll be like, I don't know where that is. And I'll be like, the Heights, but they won't know what I'm talking about, and it's fine, and it's less embarrassing that way. But the people who know definitely know. Anyway, what were we talking about? Oh, we're talking about, I emailed the new counselor who I had already met, but I emailed the new counselor. She's a sweetheart. Love her. I emailed her and I was like, hey bestie, so I'm trying to graduate early, and that's crazy, and according to the law I need the principal's approval, and well, I'm gonna need these classes, so can you make sure that you get me in this class, specifically Spanish 1, because I realized I didn't have a Spanish credit all throughout like high school before this. And I was like, get me in Spanish 1. It's a very competitive class, but like I really need this. And I don't know what the schedule is going to look like, but I'm going to need all these classes on the schedule. And the reason I knew what classes to take, because I went on the DOE website and I was like, requirements to graduate high school. And I found all the classes and I printed out a sheet and I was like, here's what I already have and here's what I need left. And when I like saw the classes and the credits that I needed, I was like, oh shit, like I can do this within this year. Like, this is not really hard to do. Like, this would be an average schedule. I just wouldn't have any free classes like I had planned to before. And I was like, okay, fine. And then I ended up getting a free period during my second semester, which was really exciting. But all I did with it was like sleep. So, which is really important. Also very important. Or like catch up on homework or watch TV. At some point I was watching YouTube videos and like at the beginning of the year I was editing podcasts. Like, it was a very productive time. At the beginning of the year, the reason that period was free because I did not get into Spanish 1. They ended up putting me in Spanish 2, and then that person got moved to a different school. I don't know, it was messy. But at the end of the day, it's like, if you want to graduate early, you'll find a way. You could do it my way. You could do it by taking online courses. You can together extra classes. You can, I don't know, there's so many ways. You can do homeschooling. You can go the GED route, which apparently GED is like the good enough diploma. And I know that's not what it stands for, but that's what people was telling me. And I almost did go the GED route. And then my parents were like, no, you're not. You're not going to do that. And I was like, can I please homeschool? And they were like, no, because here's the thing. I was in a huge Billie Eilish phase, and Billie Eilish is homeschooled, so is Phineas. And that's how they had so much time to become musical geniuses. And so I was like, shit, like, I need to be, like, homeschooled or have less school hours or graduate school early so I can get my life together and make whatever I'm supposed to do happen. Like, really find my passion and come into my craft, do the damn thing. And my parents were like, you're not going to be homeschooled. How are you going to meet people if you're homeschooled? How are you going to get a job if you're homeschooled? And I was like, good point. Because the huge thing about school that nobody actually considers is, like, School is like the biggest networking event of your life. Like the way you interact with teachers who write your letters of recommendation, who and for a huge part is like counselors' offices, they like tell you when like you qualify for a job, and they have the connects. How are you gonna get the connects if you're sitting in your crib? Like you're just giving yourself more work to do. So I was like, fine, whatever, I'll do high school, but I'm not gonna do high school normally, so I graduated early. Anyway, in terms of like high school advice, I have a whole freshman advice video. Listen to the freshman advice video, like, duh. It's good, and it also applies for like all of high school. Like, don't be a douchebag, be nice to your teachers, do your work, get a high GPA, like as high as you can get. Like, don't slack. Don't slack. Which is crazy because my GPA was just tanking senior year because of like the applications, work, my anxiety and depression like was really bad. Like I missed so many days of school, and it was a mixture of like not sleeping, too much pressure on me. Um a lot of triggers came up during the time, especially like December was rough. Um and so I was missing a lot of school, and I wasn't doing my work as much, and I wasn't getting the grades that I was normally getting. But because my freshman and sophomore year grades were so great that like I still ended up being the salutatorian. I was like, okay, bitch, period. 14-year-old Salamata knew what she was doing. And what else happened in June? So that's a little spiel about me graduating early. Everybody's curious and they ask me a lot of questions about it, but it's like that's all it comes down to. Like it was really easy and simple for me. But I don't recommend it because it's like enjoy your high school years. Like you're never gonna be in a time of your life like this ever again, you know? Um if you haven't done every single, and the thing is also like I peaked too soon. Like I did every club. I knew everybody. Um and I wasn't confident enough to say that like, oh, if I stayed an extra year and I took all the AP courses, cuz also we had limited AP courses and I took almost every single one. I took 3 in my senior year, and we had maybe like 2 others, which was computer science and AP environmental. And I was like, I'm not going to say for an extra year just to take AP computer science and AP environmental. And I also don't know if I'm going to pass the AP exams. I did end up passing the ones I took. And I did not think that was going to happen, baby girl. I was like, shit, like, yo, I hope I pass, but if I don't pass, it's fine because I have the like credit to graduate high school. Like it doesn't matter. Like I took the AP classes because they were giving me high school credits, not because I was going to get college credits. Because I did not think I was gonna pass, but then I did. I was like, oh my god, thank goodness I passed. Like now I get the college credits, which I missed the window where it was free to like send your college scores to your AP. Holy shit. Your AP exam scores to your college, so they don't have to pay for it. It was only $15, but like why am I so slow? Why am I so... It's the procrastinating. But also, my school emailed me, and I was like, oh, shit, I forgot to do that. I thought y'all already knew. They did know, but confirmation, I guess? I don't know. Water break. Definitely drink water. But like I was saying, I wasn't confident that if I stayed an extra year and I took AP exams, or if I took a college class in high school, that I was going to pass. And also, like, I'm feeling grown up and I want to move out. And guess who's not going to pay New York City rent? I'm not. So I was like, what's the next best thing? Going to college. You see, it all worked out. Like, it was the perfect storm um, for life to be all good. Um, Applying to college was a fucking mess, was a hot mess. And me saying that when I had 2 counselors helping me apply to college just tells you how horrific of an experience it is. And I had a good application, like I had good grades and everything. My SAT scores, trash. I should have probably studied. I was trying to get prep for that for a whole year before. Excuse me, but because of the pandemic, there was no prep. I was like sad, and I didn't take my PSAT, so like the first time I took the SATs was the first and only time I took the SATs. Like I didn't look at it practices, none of that shit. I raw logged the test and I got 1,000, which is pretty nice. Pretty nice for somebody who had never seen the test before. But it's also like that's a shit grade to give to colleges, so I didn't. And I also took it in October where I was already done with half my application, so it didn't matter. It didn't matter, so I just left it be. What else happened in June? Oh, me being salutatorian, they told me on my senior trip, here's how they told me this. Yo, I was shitting my pants, alright? So I'm in the pool, we're playing volleyball in it. Okay, I'm gonna switch up the accent. I was in the pool, and we were playing volleyball and, like, getting along or whatever, and they're like, Salamata, come out here. And they tell me to come out to the deck, and I'm sitting down, and they're like, young lady, we have never been more disappointed in you. I can't believe you would even do something like that. Why? I would never expect this from you. What were you thinking? And I'm like, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, what did I do? Like, what do they know? Like, damn, when was the last time I fucked up? Like, what was it? Like, did I vandalize the bathroom? Never have, but in that moment I was like, shit, get me caught up. And I couldn't, like, put two and two together of what I have done. I was like, oh shit, I be staying at school too late. Like, maybe that's it. Like, I got a security guard in trouble or something because they forgot to double check, you know. I couldn't, like, think of, like, what the fuck would get me in trouble. Because, again, like, if you know me in school, like, I'm not into nothing, bro. Like, I go to school, I do my work, I leave. Like, what else? And then they're like, oh my god, sorry to scare you, but you're the salutatorian. Get ready. Get your speech ready. Get the salutatorian. I was like, y'all fucking scare me for that? For that shit? Crazy. And I was like, oh my god, nice. But I wanted to be valedictorian, but it's fine. I remember the moment I realized, like, oh shit, maybe I could be valedictorian was, like, the beginning of the second semester when we got our report cards back, and my GPA was a 95, and I was like, who else's GPA is a 95? Who else? And Veronique had a 96, and I was like, bitch, come on, stop being so good. I am recording a podcast. Why would you interrupt the podcast? I'm staying in. I don't give a fuck. But anyway, I want to be valedictorian because it would just be so cool. But I'm so glad I was a valedictorian because her speech was everything, and she deserves it more than me. Like, I went to senior ditch day, and she didn't. What? Senior ditch day was fun. Where did we go? Brooklyn Bridge Park. Also carried a lot of shit there because we were gonna do a picnic style, but nah. I think what I'm learning here is I'm weak, and picnics require some strength. Reconsider that. We didn't use any of the shit I brought, except for the blanket. But I brought a basket. Oh my god, we had a water balloon fight, which then we get in trouble for filling up the water balloons, and I was like, why? And then I thought about it. It's like the litter of, like, when the water balloons pop and there's plastic everywhere, they have to clean it up. And I was like, I'd be pissed too. So it makes sense. And then a few weeks later, I saw on, like, reels and shit that there were reusable, like, water balloons, and I was like, this is fucking genius. Like, I'm so glad somebody came up with this. Definitely an investment, but cute, you know. What else? Every time I say what else, it's like, girl, you should have planned this, huh? But yeah, salutatorian, pretty fucking epic. Not gonna lie, I didn't like my speech though. Now I gotta do that shit again in college, or figure out a way to get myself on the podium at the end of college to give a speech or win an Emmy, something crazy. So I need a second opportunity to give a better speech. I also haven't seen a video of my speech, but when I was giving the speech, I swear I fucking stuttered so much. And I stumbled over a few very important words, like important sentences. But I was writing it with my mentor. She was like, these are the punchlines. And I went up there and I stuttered every single punchline. And I was like, okay. Nobody laughed. Like, it wasn't very funny. I wanted it to be a funny speech. But it's like, those people don't know me as funny. So, like, it wasn't going to make sense. Anyway. What else did I do in June? Skipped a lot of school. We skipped school for senior ditch day. So I skipped school for prom. Oh my god, let's talk about prom. I forgot prom happened in June. That's how dry the prom was. Okay, get up. I'm getting ready for prom. I do my makeup. I wanted to do an eyeliner like black liner, right? A black wing and then a green wing on top of the black wing. Like, I know you've seen the looks before. I was trying to do that. Didn't work out. Ended up doing a straight black wing. It looked so nice. Like, my skin just did the damn thing. I never wear foundation, but I use the foundation as concealer with the concealer. Excuse me, just burped. Love that I had to announce it even though no one heard it, but yeah. Makeup was nice. My hair was already done. I had twists for my hair. The dress was ordered online, Fashion Nova. If you want to see the look, go on my Instagram at Salamata0. It's the one where I'm wearing a green dress. The earrings are fire. The shoes are like these nude like wrap shoes. Oh my god. I did get a pedicure. I got a pedicure. I think, was it the same day or the day before? I think the day before I got a pedicure. And or maybe a little earlier than that. I don't really remember. No, it was the day before because I vlogged it on the Snapchat. Please don't follow me on Snapchat. People who talk to me exclusively through Snapchat. I love you, but you give me a headache. But I love you. But the headache, like, I'll delete Snapchat. I'm like, oh shit, streaks. Oh shit. You know, I had like 200 streaks or something, like 300 or something, and I just gave up. It was a friendship breakup. I think that's what happened. Anyway, streaks just aren't as cool as they used to be. I wonder who still has streaks. Is it appropriate to be on Snapchat after the age of 15? I don't know. Something to ponder. Anyway, went to prom, picked up my friend. My dad took me to prom. First of all, let me say this. I thought prom was going to be magical. I thought my entire family was going to be sitting around just waiting for me to come out. And they're like, oh, let's see the look. Bruh. My mom was at work. My dad was like, hurry up, I'm going to take you so I can go to work. My brothers do not give a fuck about me. And my cousin, like, I just sent them pictures, and the one that was helping me get ready was like, oh my god, you look nice, have fun. But it wasn't this, like, Cinderella moment that I thought it would be, you know? It's so crazy that, like, these expectations that you have, like, will kind of ruin experiences for you. Like, if I went into that with zero expectations, the night I had would have been perfectly fine. But because I had so many expectations of, like, this and this and this is gonna happen, and my pictures is gonna be banging. Like, no. My pictures were pretty average. Shout out to Gift for taking my pictures too, because no one else took pictures of me except for the teachers. Teachers were so proud. They were like, oh my god. And I was like, eh. By the way, that, like, explains my entire high school experience. Like, I got along better with teachers than most of the students there, which is crazy to think about. But, like, yeah, I'm an old soul, I guess. I don't know. Teachers are cool. They have lives. Like, they have full... Excuse me, water break. Teachers fully, like, have lives and experiences and lessons. And, like, them just being adults, I think, make them cooler than people our age. Especially, I don't know. Again, now I'm sounding like a pick-me, but, like, didn't have that many friends in high school that went to my school. And the ones who did, like, we are not talking in class. Like, shut up, I'm taking notes. We gotta pass, you know? And what else? Okay, we go to prom. The venue is really cute. The floor is slippery as fuck. My shoes are brand new, so there's no grit on the bottom. So, like, I'm running in and out of the venue to, like, go scratch my shoe on the concrete. Didn't fucking work. So then my counselor, she takes, like, a knife and she, like, scratches the bottom of the shoe, and that finally works, so I'm not slipping on the dance floor anymore. It was really nice. Me and my friend danced a little bit. By the time we got there, we were there pretty late too. Like, prom was at 7. We got there like 8:45ish, and people weren't dancing. I was like, okay, whatever, but, like, I'm gonna dance. And then me and my friend danced, and we sat down. I was like, oh, I'm so fucking bored. It's the same music. My school majority is Hispanic, so they're mostly playing Spanish music, and, like, I don't know. I just feel like there wasn't, like, a variety, you know. But I was so happy when we played Ed Sheeran. I was like, oh my god, they played Ed Sheeran, because I was on the phone. The closest person that I went to school with was not at prom because she was out of the country. And I was sitting there like, no friends. just like, I'm bored as fuck. And then I would go sit in the bathroom and chill with the other people who were bored as fuck. And I made cool friends that night. I was just like, y'all are funny. We're funny. We're the cool kids, huh? Skip that on prom. Honestly, yeah, prom wasn't all that, but then the after party was lit. But was it even that lit? Yeah, it was lit. I just decided to say like fuck it and like have fun. Me and my friend went to the after party and we got there too early. Nobody was dancing, and then when everybody started coming in, I was like, oh my god, hey. And then that's when I had fun. I forgot what time it was. Prom ended at like what, 12? And then like waiting around and getting Ubers and stuff to get to the after party. We got to have the after party at like what, like 1. And I didn't get home that day until like 4 in the morning. And it's so weird because like I have strict ass parents. Nobody called me, nobody texted me, nobody was like, where are you? They're just like, she'll get home, I guess. LOL. But it's so fun because like I was responsible. Like I didn't get kidnapped. That's such a huge flex. Didn't get kidnapped. Besties. Anyway, my hand is falling asleep from holding the mic. That's ridiculous. That's how you know I don't do any labor and I'm fucking spoiled. My hand is falling asleep from holding the mic. Okay, third world, first world problems. What else? Yeah, prom wasn't all that. After party was lit. On the 13th, I went to my friend's prom as her date. Shit was fun. Partying with like private school kids was like more fun than I expected it to be. No one knows any actual dances. May I also say, I did not know that I didn't know the wobble until I was there not knowing how to do the wobble. I was very embarrassed. But yeah, they didn't know dances, and I was like, okay, this is disappointing, but kind of expected. There's not a lot of black people here. What else? The music was good. The DJ was good. The views were gorgeous. The pictures beautiful. Everybody there was so well dressed, and I was like, holy shit! Like, and everybody was nice to me because I'm an outsider. And they were nice to me, and I was like, okay, I don't feel like I'm gonna die, and I didn't have a panic attack, so that's very nice. And the food was good. What did I have? I can't remember, but it was good. It wasn't toxic or poisonous or anything crazy. Obviously, like, why would they poison children? That's weird. See, Salamata? My friend just replied to me, and I texted her last night. It's 6 p.m. today, and I texted her yesterday around the same time. She's like, oh, I hope you're okay. And I'm like, yeah, girl, I'm fine. Love you. She's never gonna listen to this. It's so funny because sometimes I definitely know that like most of my friends don't listen to my podcast, which is nice because when I talk to them, they'll never talk about them. They'll never know. But what if once in a blue moon they're like, oh, I'm gonna listen to our podcast? I'll be like, so ashamed. That's why I don't say people's names anymore. Anyway, what else happened? Oh my goodness, I did this cool ass program in the Brooklyn Navy Yard. And we were playing with like mycelium, not playing but like experimenting and designing with it. And the people that I met there were so cool. Like everybody was just so fun to be around and was interesting and caught a vibe. Like nobody was being bitchy or like antisocial. World, there's one person that we couldn't get into the group, but it's fine. Most of the people there were nice. Like it wasn't no mean girl shit, and I appreciated that so much. I was like, oh my god, thank God I made friends on the first day. Like I was low key like anxiety filled about that, but it was so fucking cool. Yeah, by the last day I was like, I don't want to leave. During that program, and that was my last week of high school, so I miss the last week of high school, which was and like the day they give out like certificates and shit for ceremonies. Oh, another huge important thing. I got into the National Honor Society, which is the one thing I wanted to do like since starting high school. I was like, yo, I need to join this cult. Like, put me in, coach. And that was really cool. In between, like the week of that program, I visited my college for the very first time, and I got there. I was like, this is cool. I wasn't like, this is cool, but it wasn't like obsessed with it, you know. But I was like, oh, like I'm gonna live here. Like this is cool. Like it's gonna be great. I think the campus is so pretty. The views are amazing. There's so much greenery and nature, and the town is cute. And so I think I'm gonna have fun. Very excited to be there for the next 4 years. Um, I was thinking about it, and I was like, should I graduate college early? LOLs. Probably won't. It's not a good idea to. Graduating early is stressful as fuck. Don't do it. If you don't have to do it, don't. If it doesn't just fall into, don't do it. Cause me, like, I was already halfway there without even trying. So like, I can't imagine the effort of graduating early. Like, it's a real challenge. And I could not have done it without like supportive ass parents who were like, just go to school. Like, we don't want you working, which is such a privilege. Cause thinking about like most of my classmates have to work multiple jobs, or like throughout high school had to work multiple jobs and play sports. Fucking ridiculous, man. That's why like when I talk, I'm kind of always like, I'm privileged as fuck. I'm black and I'm a woman and I'm Muslim and I'm queer, so I'm minority in a lot of ways, but I'm hella fucking privileged in so many others that like it don't even matter that the world wants me to die every day. That got so dark. What's wrong with me? Um, let's get back to me being. And that week I also graduated, and I had one of my greatest mentors come to my graduation. Like I invited her, and she came with gifts, and I was like, oh my god. And my mom's coworker, who's one of the greatest human beings to have walked this planet, also came. And so that day, like I cried so much. I was like, I'm not gonna cry at my graduation. That's fucking ridiculous. Like who cries at their why would you cry? Like you're leaving high school, like you just freed yourself, like after so many years of school. And it was that exactly that made me cry. It was kind of just like, I finally fucking did it. Oh my god, I did it. And then I got so many awards. I was like, being a nerd pays the fuck off. Like, get involved in shit. Um and I was sitting there like, oh, like you didn't win prom queen and you didn't win prom princess or prom royalty or whatever the fuck. But look at you with all these certificates, bitch. Every second is your name. Like, And I loved my 5 seconds or 10 seconds. It was a long ass time. Graduation was long, but I think our graduation was decently timed. But we were sitting on the stage, and I was like, oh, this is cool. This is fire. Hi, this is awesome. This is cool. Cool as fuck, bro. Um, Ew. I've never said that in my life, and I'm never gonna do it again. But I was like, oh, this is cool. Like, this is nice. Like, this is what I did it for. I can't believe, like, I graduated high school early and did it with all of these accomplishments. It was fucking crazy. I was like, wow. I was like, solid. Good job. Good job, kid. You did well. And then my mom took me to a spa. I was like, oh my god. Cause she goes to spas. Like, you know, she does that to, like, de-stress. Like, she's a mom, bro. She does mad shit. My mom's cool as fuck. She's gonna be like, she's so cool and funny. Like, I don't know. Anybody who's met my mom, like, just knows what I'm talking about. Even though she's my mom and she annoys me sometimes, most of the time, but like I know she's cool. Anyway, she goes to spas, and every time she goes, I'm like, I can't believe you went to the spa without me. And she's like, girl, I can't even take you. Shut up. Like, you're a child, which is true. Like, you have to be like 18 or older to go to the spa, unless like you have parents' permission, like a sign off, or you're there with a guardian. And so she took me for my graduation. I was so hyped. I was like, oh my god. And I was in the saunas and shit. It was fun. It was fun. I definitely understand why you have to be 18 or older to go, because they're like naked people. But it's like, I'm not afraid of naked bodies. So like, I don't know. I guess I'm mature, so I was chill about it. But I was like, oh my god, titties. But like, not like that. You know, I wasn't like immature about it or like sexualizing people or any kind of weird. But I was like, I get it. This is why kids aren't allowed. That's why you gotta be 18 or older. Cool. That's cool. I don't know. It was fun. It was a nice bonding experience with my mom, and I was like, I'm graduating and I'm moving out, and oh my god, you must feel so old, and you're gonna miss me so much. And I guess that's the case, honestly. Um, what else? I don't know. June was just like dope as fuck. Like, June is my favorite month because it's my birthday month and Gemini season, and it's always like the end of a Mercury retrograde. Um, it's hot outside, but it's not too hot. Outfits are lit. I mean, everybody is celebrating. Everybody is so like happy in June that like June is my favorite time of year at all times. Every single year, June just hits different. And I love that. I love it so much. Um, yeah, I think this style of podcasting is what I'm gonna do more. I don't know if people are gonna listen. I don't know if people are gonna like it, but yeah, this is the podcast from now on. Salamata signing off. I love you all so much. If you wanna, you can like follow me on social media. I'm Salamata0 on Instagram, Salamata_speaking on TikTok. If you find my spam account on TikTok, congratulations. It'll be my face. It's public, but it says spam, so I don't plug it. What else? Follow me on Pinterest. Also, Salamata0. I love Pinterest. I'm obsessed with Pinterest. And it's so funny because now people are like, oh my god, the Pinterest creator fund. Like, get the follows. And it's like, definitely. But it's also like, I don't want Pinterest to become what Instagram or TikTok is. Like, Pinterest just has a different vibe. Like, I don't want people to ruin Pinterest. Like, please don't. Don't make it the next influencer thing. Just, like, be cool and go for the vibes. But anyway, follow me on Pinterest if you wanna. I have cool ass boards on there. And I started, like, posting on Pinterest. Because it's like, I kept seeing those, like, Pinterest worthy pictures. And I was like, these are Pinterest worthy. I'm gonna put them on Pinterest. The fuck? So yeah. Twitter. I'm learning how to tweet, guys. Any thought I have, mildly amusing, I'll tweet it. Because I think that's how Twitter works. How I'm gonna use it, fuck it. Because I don't fucking know shit about shit. What else? Yeah, follow me, text me. Thank you for listening. If you're asleep by now, sweet dreams. I hope, I don't want to say I hope your wildest dreams come true, because what if your wildest dreams is like dragons eating monkeys, and I don't want that to happen. But I hope, like, I hope, I don't know, because I don't know how people do their affirmations. Huh. I was thinking about coming up with like an affirmation that I open the podcast with. I really like thank you for being. That's not an affirmation, but it's like it's a nice gesture. It's a nice welcome. Like, thank you for being. I think Hitomi says it, and it's just nice. Thank you for being. Thank you for being. Thank you for coming as you are. Or I don't know. You are amazing. You are beautiful. You are lovely. Thank you so much for being. Thank you so much for being here. Make sure to follow me if you want to. Thank you for listening. Share with a friend if you want to. Again, yeah, I think this next season is gonna be sweet. Tomorrow's the first day of August. I'm gonna record like the July recap right now, and we'll see how that goes. I love you so much. Come back next time for an episode. And again, if you're sleeping, sweet dreams. Love you.